Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 214. We're getting up there to numbers of the N60 podcast, the official podcast at N60 community. This podcast is recorded live on Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the official N60 Twitch. It is available to stream on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. My name is Mike, and usually Ivan would be here with me, but like you said, Lauren, as a further announcement, Ivan will not be joining me for the future NZXT podcast because right now that dude is way too busy. But it's okay. I'm still here. And before I introduce our very special guest today, we actually have an awesome giveaway. We are not only just doing the giveaway for 3 NZXT Intel shirts, we're also going to be giving away a function keyboard, a lift mouse, and a zone mouse pad. So exclamation point giveaway in chat. And make sure to stay tuned to the end of the stream because I have a little special code word that gives you 1,000 extra entries into the giveaway. It's my way of holding you guys hostage. So make sure to stay tuned for this. Without further ado, introducing someone who is the ultimate fusion of competitive gaming and radical generosity. This creator is not only on a mission to snipe you across the map with a Kraber, but also on a mission to give back as much as possible to his community. He is the man making gamers' dreams a reality with his amazing PC giveaways, almost giving away many PCs as us. Get ready to drop in hot with HotDropFPS. Welcome to the N60 podcast, Chris. Can you introduce yourself to our audience and tell us what you're all about?
Hey, Mike. My name's Chris. Basically, all I do is stream video games, hang out with people, and we give back and hook everyone up. It's what we do, and it's the fun things that I've turned my lifelong hobby into something amazing. And so for me, that's the gratification that's in it.
That's like we would get posts from you, like you would tag us and stuff like that, and we're like, wait, do we sponsor this guy? No, you literally will buy PCs out of your budget to give back to the community, which is like that. We were like, wait, this guy's like buying it himself, and he's just tagging us and be like, okay, we got to get this guy on the podcast. So we're super excited to introduce you to our audience, and hopefully one of you guys that are listening joins onto his audience and maybe wins a PC down the road. But before we get into that,
do I see Laurent in chat? Is that
yes, he is.
is that
DJ
him on his
Illogic.
Okay, there he is. Shout out to Laurent.
Yes, sir. So before we get into all this crazy stuff that you've been getting into, let's go back into the past. Of like when this all started. So like first of all, the main question, which I think a lot of people kind of struggle to think about, is like, how did you like get into gaming first of all?
So gaming is all the way from as a child, right? So I used to sit there, and I remember as a kid watching my mom play on the regular NES, the old or just regular Nintendo, and she was the Mario, Super Mario, just all day long. And the funniest thing with that is, you remember the Nintendo catalogs?
Oh yeah.
That would come out, and it would help you how to pass levels and stuff like that. But if you still got stuck, they had a phone number you can call in there that was like someone would pick up the phone and be like, okay, you're on this level, you're at this part, this is how you need to get through there. Well, the problem with that is it was a it's like a collect call, so they're super expensive and it charges your phone bill. So there I'm as a kid, watching my mom play, and then my dad would get the phone bill from my mom making all these calls that she's stuck on this level, and he would be so upset. And it's just a memory stuck in my mind of my mom like, "Ooh, you got in trouble."
I don't think people. There's a lot of young people in the chat. Like I'm young myself, but I was still during that age where you didn't. If you were stuck, you didn't have the internet to go and like, game
Right.
walk through part 42 or something. You can't do that during that time. Oh my god, there'd be so many games I'd be stuck at, and I'd just be like, I have no idea. I'm glad someone else remembers that.
Yeah, you couldn't just Google it. You actually had to either figure it out or it is a magazine or something like that. But even that, I was a little kid, just observer by then.
Oh man. So what were I obviously you talked about Super Mario. What were some like other games like were you first playing during that time?
Oh, first game. Well, I grew up all through the Super Mario's, and then when I was a kid, the big controversial debate of what's the most powerful gaming system was the Nintendo 64 or the PlayStation. You know, so I remember being at the bus stop and me and the other kids being like, "No, my Nintendo 64 graphics are better," and "No, my PlayStation." And then you look at it from a perspective now, and you're like, "No, they both lose." Like it's insane the leaps and bounds that gaming has made since.
Oh
And
man.
so yeah, so growing up it was a lot of Mario. I remember playing GoldenEye and stuff like that, but my all-time favorite has to be in the Fable series.
Wow. That's
Most
actually
people
awesome.
most people don't they're surprised by that, but there's just something about that period of time when I found Fable and just being a chicken chaser through the villages and stuff.
Man. I wonder I wonder because we got a lot of youngins in the audience. I wonder if there's people in the audience that don't know what Fable is or have even seen a Fable game. I'm curious.
Yeah,
Um
how many people do not know about Fable?
yeah.
Because you can't.
Yeah,
So
see.
we were trying to buy it the other day to be able to play it on stream, and you can't buy it anywhere. It's crazy. And then like if you want to buy a key to like Steam, they're like selling for like $200 online, and I'm like, well, I don't want to play it that much.
Oh yeah, looks like a couple people in the chat. Olivia, you haven't heard of it? Oh man, yeah, there's a couple people in the chat that haven't heard of it. Guys, Fable's amazing. Fable is amazing.
Yeah,
I didn't know what I was doing half the time, but it was so fun.
the next one's supposed to come out next year. It's basically being GTA to where they're like, oh, 6 more months, 6 more months. So
Sorry about that. So you talked about some of the first games in your would Super Mario be your favorite game? Oh, hi, buddy, how you
sorry,
doing?
co-host wants to be on with me.
What's the coast name?
Tofu.
Tofu. That's cute. I love that. So would Super Mario be that favorite game of the childhood, or is there something else that was like the number one standout of like your childhood?
Oh yeah, no, it would have to be Mario. That's basically all we had when I was a kid, and it was when my mom wasn't playing it. That was our turn.
What was it annoying? Because I remember we sent you a couple questions. You said it was pretty annoying to share the controller and take turns.
Yeah, so like when it comes to my whole vision of what I do with the PC giveaway every month and things like that is it's more stems from childhood trauma, of sitting there waiting in angst to be like, is it my turn? Is it my turn? Bro, you had two turns, just it's my turn.
Yeah.
And then so that's the thing is as I got into streaming, there was so many people uh that like they were coming by and they're like, oh, I want to play this game so bad I can't, my system can't do it, or I don't even have a PC. And I was just like, I can solve this. Like I can fix this. And then so I was like, hey, like let's do one. And then we did that one and we are able to do another and another. And it's just kind of kept going now for 2.5 years.
So, did you start doing all these giveaways first before you started like streaming full time, or was it streaming first and then eventually you're like, why don't we just start giving away?
So a lot of people have a misconception about this about me. I don't even I stream full time, but it's not like my full time
Mhm.
gig. I have a full career outside of streaming. So like I have my work that I do outside and that pays all my bills, my necessities, my PC stuff. And then when it comes to streaming, I'm like, yeah, hey, let's get you guys hooked up as well.
Wow, that's awesome. So, actually, I'm gonna go. This is actually a great transition into like you're doing all these things and giving like PCs and streaming and doing all this stuff. So, first of all, what made you transition from console gaming to PC gaming?
So we're gonna have a little name drop here. There's a place called Bakersfield Esports. Everyone knows where I live, so I don't mind dropping that. Um, but it's a place here in the town, and me and my son we had just moved and we didn't have our stuff set up. So I was like, hey bud, like let's go check this place out. And it's basically like a internet cafe for gaming, is the way I'd
Mm.
explain it. And we'd go in there, they had board games, and they had PC. We'd be sitting there playing on PCs. And finally, I was like, hey dude, I think we need to change. Like we need to get into PC gaming. It's so much better. And then so we ended up building out him a PC, and then I stayed on console for a few more months, and then I ended up buying my first PC, and yeah, we've never switched back. And I would never want anyone to game unless it's on a PC either.
Do you remember the specs? If you remember the first PC that you guys had, do you remember? I always loved asking because you're like, wow, that's crazy. That was like the top graphics card during that time or something.
So we had a gaming laptop that could barely handle Apex at first. And I was like, dude, this doesn't cut it for anything. We can't do this. And then we went and built his, and I think he had the RX 9070. So it was
Oh
like
my
a,
gosh.
I think it's like a 4 or 6 gig card.
Oh my gosh, forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, man.
So yeah, it handled him for a while, and then whenever I got mine had the I think it was the RTX 6700 XT. So mine was decent, but I plan to use mine to be able to try to stream and game at the same time.
Actually, so you talked about how you as a full you work full time, but you also stream. Was it 8 p.m. every day?
Every night. Yeah.
Every night. So what made you decide to start doing that? Like in your off time, you're like, I just got back from home for work. A lot of people I know would just be like, I'm just gonna watch Netflix or scroll on my phone. But you're like, I'm gonna stream every day. What made you decide to start doing that?
So I used to work like 60 to 72 hours a week, like crazy. And then in 2021, my work cut everything way back. I had layoffs, everything. I was fortunate to be one of the ones that stayed, but they're like, hey, the shift hours you have is the shift hours you have. And when you go from such a huge workload for years to that, and you're like, what do I do with all my free time? And then so I was already gaming, and it was a friend of mine. His name's Carson. He's like, "Hey, you know what? One of us would be at work, and the other one would be, or like at home or out, and then so we'd be in Discord, like sharing screens, and to be able to watch each other play." And he's like, "Hey, we can get on Twitch, and if we watch each other enough, we can start like getting ad revenue and stuff off each other." And then so the next thing you know, we all made a Twitch channel, and then that's how we were watching each other, and it just kind of spurred from there.
Wow. And what made you decide to go, you know what? I'm going to stream every day. Cause some people have like, to stream 3 or 4 days. Sometimes they'll stream whenever they want. What made you go every day, 8 p.m.?
So um, it got to the point to where uh, it does become an addiction, right? And it's a comfort when I game without streaming. Like I'm just like sitting here by myself, and I'm like, "Where's everyone at?" And then so it does become a little bit of an addiction to do it, but um, uh, it's one of those things that if I'm gaming, I'm streaming. If I'm not, I'm not, and it's just fun either way.
I like that. It is different like going from like, playing Battlefield by yourself to like, having friends in the Discord. So in reality, it's basically just like you're just on like a Discord call, but on Twitch and people are watching you play.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that. So now I'm kind of this one. I was just like curious about like, I mean, streaming every day, putting yourself out in public every single day after work, no matter how tired you are and everything like that. Like, what, like, how do you handle that pressure and like the mental toll of that always on personality you got to do after a long day of work?
I think I think people have a wrong outlook when it comes to that. So whenever I go live, it's just me. If I'm having a bad day, I'll talk to everybody. Everyone that'll be in my stream, it's like my friends. And so if I'm having a bad day, I'll hop on and I'll be like, "Hey guys, we gotta talk about this. I had a rough day at work, and I share everything." The big hurdle though recently is most people think I'm very outgoing and everything like that. And behind the camera, it's easy. But we started IRL streaming lately. And if you want to feel awkward, have a camera pointed at yourself, talking to nobody, like in public, you're talking to nobody, you know what I mean? And you just see everyone doing the whole side eye at you, everyone. just staring at you. And so the first few times I did it, I felt so like anxiety. The amount of anxiety that was on me was insane. And I was just like, this is the social awkwardness. And then something clicked in my head that I was like, who cares? Who cares that they're staring? You know what I mean? And then it was funny because we started doing like on Sundays, we'll go to my city has so many local coffee shops, not like chains, but like local coffee shops. So when I'm off on a Sunday, we go to a local coffee shop that I haven't been to, and then we go order something and then we sit down and just hang out and chat. And we had a young couple sitting behind me, and you could tell they wanted to see, but at the same time, so you just seen their head that kept popping up and looking over my shoulder. And I was like, you can join if you want, like just hanging out. But
How do you
no,
feel about like getting over that like emotional like awkwardness? Because like for some people, I mean, public speaking for a lot of people is like already one of the toughest things, and I think it's like one of the biggest like phobias or something like that in the world. How do you how did you get over like that? You're like, oh, I don't care anymore. How did you get over that?
it's really that mindset of you have to not care what other people think about you. You have to not care that if they're staring and judging you, they're gonna do it no matter what. And so you have to find comfort into thinking in your own mindset, not projecting this at others, but in your own mindset of being like, hey, you know what? You can think whatever. You can think I'm dumb. You can think I'm a weirdo out here with the camera on myself. That's fine because I'm here hanging out with my friends and experiencing whatever you're experiencing in public with them.
I like that.
So
Uh, I guess I guess it kind of goes along with that is you know, you're trying your hardest to try to give back to the community as much as you can and everything like that. But, you know, eventually I feel like, you know, putting yourself out there, having that camera and all that always live mentality, like do you ever deal with like burnout? I know you said like, you know, you don't think about it as much as like work or anything like that, but do you ever deal with burnout or like, man, I really don't want to stream today or anything like that?
so that is a problem that I've had lately, but it's not burnout of streaming. There'll be some nights we'll go live, we'll be sitting there talking, and I'm like, guys, like I don't know what to play. Like we've played so many games. We played so much of these games. I don't feel like playing any of them. And then usually I'll be like, hey, you know what? Let me grab the rig, and then because I can transition right from like streaming PC to streaming remotely, and I'll be like, no, let's go. We're gonna go for a walk. Let's go for a
Hmm.
walk. We'll go talk about the stars, the aliens, and anything else under the sky that we want to talk about. And normally I'll just head out of the house, and then we'll go outside and touch grass.
I'm honestly surprised like streamers touching grass. Like that's a huge thing in the community. I mean, for me, like I work remotely and I'm basically and when I want to relax, I play video games. So I could be inside my house for basically the whole day. How does like walking outside really help you clear your head and everything
I think in the most senses it really changes you in a sense that when you start walking, you start getting the blood flow and everything, and then that natural body reaction of your body wakes up and everything like that kind of helps. And then sometimes like uh we'll do like some IRL streamings and driving around. I got like a rig mount set up in my truck. And we'll be driving around and I'll be like, guys, like this is because a lot of people judge me for living in California. And I'll be like, look, this is why I love California. And I'll never leave. And I switch it to go look out the front and it's just clear blue sky and a nice day. And I'm like, I live here because of the weather. I love the weather here. Like it's amazing. And so you go outside, get a little bit of sunshine. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know, I lived in California basically my whole life. I was born and raised in California, and I went to school in New York. I lived in Seattle, and I'm just like, you cannot beat California weather. Like even
Mhm.
like the seasons, like you don't get like a pure winter, like you're not getting snow and everything like that, but it's just it's so nice all the time, and I get why. Like when I left it, I'm like, dang, I do miss it a little.
Yeah, everyone. I think it was like a week or two ago. Everyone was talking about, oh, we got our first snow, everything like that. And I'm taking a selfie in shorts and short sleeves. I'm like, I haven't even had to put a sweatshirt on yet.
People don't realize, like, people do not realize, like, the change in temperature, it does make a difference. Like, when once it starts getting cold, you put on the hoodie and jackets and everything like that. But like, someone like, for me, like when I lived in California, I never owned snow boots or anything like that. Like, you know, you don't need that stuff.
If it snowed here, I would die.
I
I'm
think
not even
I
gonna
think if it
lie.
snowed, I think the roads would be closed, schools would be closed. Like, it'd be like, no. And then like when I'm in New York, it'd be like 12 feet, and they're like, nah, you can make your way to school. I'm like, what the heck is the difference between these guys? But going along kind of with that, so you live in California, you know, you enjoy the nice weather, you can walk outside. You know, I think a lot of people, streaming is such a huge thing here. Like, people know how streaming is, and you know, they seen IRL streaming with other creators and stuff like that. Well, it's something that like most people don't realize about it.
uh they don't realize about it is there's actually a lot of work on the offline portion of it. And it people don't see that it's so much, as much as there is in front of a camera, in front of, you know, having a good time playing the games and enjoying that with everybody. There's actually a lot of back end stuff, and you know how NZXT does giveaways and I do giveaways. There's a lot of back end work to that, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like, you either, and the advice I give to people, if you're gonna start streaming, make the decision of, I'm here just to have fun and enjoy. And this is what I try to tell everybody: have fun and enjoy experiencing and displaying games to your friends. Like, you're doing it for that. And then if you end up picking up and liking it, at some point you do have to change your mindset of more of a serious thing of, okay, well, now how do I grow? How do I get there? Because the platforms with streaming don't really push you out there. There's so many people streaming. We could put Apex an example. Though on Twitch alone, there could be like 16,000 people streaming the game. Well, if you're in the low numbers, you're just literally a drop in the water, and you'll never be noticed by the platform at all. And so you have to take your mindset from, how do I, how am I just hanging out with my friends, to, okay, well, how do I end up growing now?
How
And so
would you recommend someone that is starting off, like they want to start streaming, they want to start streaming to their friends, but you know, how would you recommend them to get their name out? Like, would you say like make a YouTube channel, make shorts, or you know, maybe stream on multiple platforms? Do you have any advice for those that want to start streaming?
So I would say the biggest thing is actually shorts and content creation, but try to stick yourself out there, and not just the trends, but again, we'll quote Apex in this manner of, there'll be so many people making kill clips, and so many people, like, that's what Apex is, the who's got the best trick shot. Well, there's so much of that, it's everybody's doing it. So you need to make something that's original to you and catchy, that won't just get buried in the algorithm with all the other kill clips and stuff like that. And then besides from that, the best way to grow is to, say you're in World of Warcraft, right? Get into a big clan on World of Warcraft. Tell everybody in that clan, hey guys, you know, I'll be streaming. So if you're not able to make this raid, you know, you can watch me do the raid, you know. And so the communities that you're a part of, don't be afraid to share what you do. And then of course friends and families too, that, you know, they'll come through and they'll help you too. Like, they may not be able to catch you every now and then, but uh good friends and family will help support you in your dreams if you're taking it to um that serious level.
When should people start realizing, like, you know, if they're streaming for their friends, but and they're slowly like gaining an audience? When should you decide, like, maybe I should take this a lot more seriously than like just doing it casually? Like, is there like a turning point for you once you start doing that?
I envy those that can take it casually the whole time, and it just grows super organically. You know, the viral ones, those people, I see that, I'm like, I wish I could have a clip go viral. Like the other day, I have a ping pong ball launcher set up with my system, and my chat, if they defeat my alter ego Cletus, They have to sit there and chat. They have to punch, kick, spit, slap them and stuff. And if they manage to beat them, it triggers a ping pong ball launcher. Well, the other night I was sitting there like dodging the thing, and I thought it was off. And I was like, "Ha, you got me." The thing goes, pow, hits me right in the eye. And I'm just like, then I'm like screaming and stuff. But it's one of those things of, like what you think would be a viral crip. It's more wholesome to just you and your community. But yeah, so it's things like that. I wish I could go that way, but in how saturated everyone's become a creator, I feel it is pretty hard.
I mean, I think a lot of people do it like they stream just to have fun and do that, and that's totally fine. But for people that want to make it into like that thing, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, which is like you're there to like entertain. You're there to like hang out with friends, but also be a source of entertainment for people. And I think that's what people need to slowly shift a little bit towards. Is like you could be a little jester monkey, you could do all that stuff, but
Well,
you need to make people laugh.
well, too, and like the as your platform grows, the way you approach things will actually change. So it does have to change it sometimes. Of like, uh, hey, it's just me and my friends, and kind of like you'll anything goes kind of thing when you're at that point. And then as your platform grows, and the next thing you know, you start seeing the rules. Like Twitch is like, hey, TOS, and then over here, hey, TOS. Like I'm shadow banned on TikTok. We won't talk about that. But like the you'll be like, hey, I have to, guys, like normally we used to be like this or say these things, but like we can't, like, so on TikTok lives, we'll go to it. TikTok lives, you can't say things like shoot, gun, kill, things like that,
Yes.
because they take your voice, they put it into text, and then they scan it. I'm playing Apex. Like when I'm sitting there like, hey, give me my gun. Hey, do you have any ammo? Oh, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. He's one shot. And next thing you know, my TikTok live goes down. I'm like, what did I do wrong? And I'm like, come on, like, please stop. Like
Yeah.
it's Apex, like, and especially in like a competitive level of Apex of you're trying, and you're trying to communicate with teammates and make sure that, everything's going, because it's all fast that yeah. So you'll have to adapt normally, and it's the to the platforms, the reason you have to adapt for.
Yeah, I remember we had to change a lot of our language. Like, instead of kill, it's unalive.
Oh yeah.
Death
Hmm.
is disappear. It's a bunch
Oh,
of
or
stuff.
even something as simple as my logo he used to be holding a gun. Like it's like a Reaper kind of thing, and he used to be holding a gun. And after about a year, the more I branded on things, I'm like, you know what? Like that needs to come off. And then so the guy that I paid to make it, I'm like, hey, I would like you to remake it in this fashion, and that's got to go. And so a few days later, he spit me the new one, and I was like, yeah, that's perfect.
That's kind of how it is. Actually, that actually does kind of want me. I kind of do want to transition in a little bit into it. You really like you have probably like the most hours into Apex from what I've seen. First of all, like what like kind of made you decide like, oh, I really like Apex. I really want to keep playing this game for however many seasons is that right now.
So at first it was I didn't even start Apex whenever it first came out. I used to really be in the what was the first not Warzone, the first Call of Duty BR. I was really heavy into that, but I was on console then.
Mhm.
And I was just sick of that. And then it was around like season 12 I picked up Apex, and just how the structure of the matches are and everything like that. You don't have to someone can go in that game. You don't have to grind out to have the better attachments and stuff like that. It's like, hey, here's the loot on the ground. Whatever you get, the better you can loot, it makes it of a more equal playing field. So someone can even come in and Blackout, yes, Blackout was it. Um it makes it a more even playing field. There's a little RNG to it too, right? But it makes it different.
Mhm.
And it's the different that I like, that kind of flow.
I think I remember a comment about this long time ago. People were saying, like, why can't like people just make it as even as possible without. I think that RNG is the fun part about the game, because if everyone had the same thing, or you have to grind, like, I think if everyone started off the same where you have to grind for this stuff, everyone's just going to use the most meta thing. It's fun when you have to use like a Mozambique. You're like, I got to use this thing. This is the only way I can get killed. I think that makes it more fun. The RNG is actually more fun when instead of everyone having the most meta loadout. You know, I always hate it whenever I see like, oh, in Warzone, here is like my attachments to make a laser gun. And I'm like, I wish you just give me the gun.
There
I'll figure it out.
there are metas too still to Apex, and
Oh, yeah.
it'll drive us away for a little bit, but like Kulo says in the chat, I do have no meta, and compared to him, I might as well be brand new to the game, but he's the guy right there. He's gonna talk because he carries me all the time.
Do you have any thoughts on the state of gaming, Apex, or anything in general right now? Like, from the way games are being made to how they're being played?
Um, I will say, I don't think it was supposed to be game of the year. I'll agree on that, but Arc Raiders has blended so well. So you have like the Tarkov players, right?
Mhm.
That are hardcore extraction shooters. And then you have Milsims that like Rayzone, that's an extraction shooter, but it's hyper realistic. And then Arc Raiders has blended an adventure and extraction. And then there's sometimes people go in and we'll three stack in there, and we'll go into the match like we're playing a battle royale. We're like, hey, we're gonna go in, we're gonna battle royale, we're gonna fight whatever team we can, and whatever loot we get, we're out. Or there's sometimes you go in, like I'll solo play a lot, and in solos it's a very friendly environment of
Mhm.
people trying to get their quests done or find specific things, and you can have a social interaction with people and be like, hey, friendly, and the next thing you know, you're running around with two or three other people, and they're like, hey, what are you looking for? I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to find this, and he's like, oh, I'm trying to do this quest, and I'm like, oh, it's right over here, let's go, we're going to the same spot. And so it's blended so well that I've been unhealthily addicted to the game.
I
And so
I do. I love the game so much.
now, do you think it would be game of the year? I don't think so, because as great as the game it is, Expedition games like that actually built like a cinematic and that all in the game, that deserves that. Like, this is a great game, don't put it down, but I don't think it deserved game of the year, as the internet had the argument about.
Yeah, I think game of the year, like Arc Raiders is amazing. Like I'm healthily addicted to that. I've been trying to find the cat bed for like the past like 2 days, man. Like I'm addicted to this type of game. And
Come over, I'll drop it for you.
oh please, I need it so badly. And yeah, I agree. Like, it's a really fun game. Like the single player friendly aspect, totally. And that was me literally last. I was just like, hey, do you know there's a cat bed? He was like, nah, I'm trying to find it too. It was super nice. And I'm having the most fun in a game I've had in a long time. But I don't think that constitutes as game of the year, because I think game of the year has to be something that's like it like changes you or your outlook, you know? Like God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, those were by far one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life. And I will
Yeah,
stand by it. Like that
and
is a game
that's
of the
and that's like, I surprised you earlier when you said my favorite game ever of being Fable,
year.
right? These shooters and everything, they'll leave an impact in memories and stuff, but it's not like some of these story games that are really set into you. And if you know Fable and you've played Fable, when someone says chicken chaser, you're like, Fable. Like, you could say a specific saying from the game, and it's just stuck with you. And those are the games, and that's why those games deserve game of the year as great as others. And it may just be a category thing, but I think that's why most people's favorites are not the shooters or not
Mhm.
things like that. They'll be the story based or adventure games.
Like I'm gonna pull up all the game of the years winners. Like, people were really mad about Astrobot winning compared to like all these other ones, but like Astrobot is like, it's hard. Like, I love multiplayer games. I will always play them. You know, I play with my friends, but like it's hard for a multiplayer game to kind of win because like a story mode that like brings like a life to this thing, and you know you go from beginning to end, and you know everything like that. It's hard to beat that versus like
And
a
I feel
Call of
like
Duty.
sometimes what gets the highlight is whatever's trending at that time,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, and it's not just what's trending at the time. Look at like if you look at Among Us, how big was Among Us
Oh my
during
gosh.
COVID time? You know what I mean? Like everybody played Among Us. But if you think about it, look at all the games that spurred from Among Us. Like you started getting into like the Lethal Companies, and then oh, what's the other? There's another popular, but like you'll have like the one
Mhm.
game that starts literally a category, and Among Us was a simple mobile game everyone could play, and then from there you'll see so many games that literally spur a whole category and a whole genre off of it, and those are the ones that I feel like those are the games. Like you started a trend in gaming creation.
I agree. Oh, Fall Guys is another good one as well. That I also agree with. Like that really like you know I haven't had that much fun playing with my friends during you know the quarantine and everything like that with Fall Guys, and that was like something I would never usually play. It was so fun though.
I see someone mention Wukong. We don't talk about those games. Those
Oh,
games I can't play.
oh
They got
yeah,
me to
like
try.
Elden Ring
They
and
got me
stuff.
to try Elden. It went bad. It went bad for me.
Oh
I've
no.
never been that mad. I've never broken a controller or anything, but I've never been that mad at a game. And they're like just dodge and parry, and I was like, I'm trying. I'm trying, guys, and I keep dying, and I can't take this anymore. I'm not playing anymore. And then they'd give me one night. They're like, "Come on, play it again." And then I was like, "Okay, you know what? I'm fine. We'll be able to play it tonight. I'll stay cool." 30 minutes later, we're changing games, guys. I'm not doing it.
I streamed a Sage in the chat. He basically was with me through it all, and I modded him because he was trying to help me as much as I can. I've never played like a Dark Souls game. I think I played like Dark Souls 3 long time ago, but barely did anything. I'm in the same boat. Like I'm not a ragey person. Like when I play, I'm like, oh, I got killed. Oh no, blah blah. But like that was it's literally I saw someone comment this a while ago. It's running your head through a wall and you have to keep doing it until you break through the wall is the equivalent of playing Elden Ring. And I'm like, that sounds awful. Why
Hmm.
would people want to do that? But then I started playing it. I'm like, I get it. You know, you spend 2 hours on a boss, you beat it, it's great, but you also are spending 2 hours on it. It's tough.
Yeah, there's the energy that I don't have for.
I mean, after a long day of work and you're like, all right, time to go bash my head into a wall for 3 hours. I don't know if you want to do that.
Hmm.
Okay, so actually, this is a great time to kind of help transition into it. Uh, first, you do a lot of giveaways and everything like that, but I kind of want to talk about the team that you have. Team HD, I believe it's called. You have Rasta, RQS, Divine, Zombify, Peachy Club. It's like, how did this kind of like team start in general?
So so once you hit a partner on Twitch, you're then allowed to create a team. And anytime I do anything, I like to do a lot of research. And I was looking at a lot of these teams, and I was even at point invited to a lot of people's teams. But I would look at it, and I'm like, all these teams, it's whoever creates it is trying to invite as many other, regular content creators as much as they can. And I get it; it's meant to help grow together and spur a community and everything like that. But there's so many that I see they oversaturate with so many streamers that it's almost like a pyramid scheme to me. They're trying to get everyone down here at the bottom, and it pushes up to them. And I'm like, that's not what I want. Like, I want an actual legitimate team. I want people that are friends, people that are genuine, people that their intentions. Because in streaming, there's a lot of people with bad intentions, and towards like their intentions is literally just to scalp viewers, scalp audience, and things like that. And that's a lot of people don't talk about. But I was like, if you're ending up on my team, that's because you have the general outlook and morals that I have. That you're here just to have fun and have a good time, and then you know, even if you don't come around all the time, but like that's your vibe, then it's fine. And that's why my team is only a handful of people, because those people right there are people that are great people, and some don't even stream anymore. but they stay on the team. That's like you're part of the team because you share the same mentality and mindset that I do.
I love that. Do they also do a lot of giveaways as well as like you do?
No, I usually pile them on. So for like
Hmm.
this whole last year, I've only kept like team members on my giveaways. So like coming up to December, it's the first time I won't be, but uh that's how a team's supposed to be, right? You're supposed to work and promote with them. So even though I give a PC way every month, um, I bring them on different ones on, and then I'm trying to help push them and grow them. So if one of them's like, hey, I won't be streaming this next month very much, be like, all right, cool. Like, hey, who else wants to have it? And so that's the thing is like I try to grow my team as much as I grow myself. And then that's exactly what a team's supposed to do. And they say, hey, you know what? Like, go check out him because he's the one that puts all this together. We're on the team, and so I try to foster a dynamic of an actual team, not just how many people can we pack in this group.
Love that. I love that a lot. So actually kind of a lot of people like are super excited about us bringing you on here because you give away PCs just like us. And I think that's a huge
Mhm.
thing that everyone loves. Everyone loves free stuff, especially free PCs. I guess I kind of want to go into the history about like this all starting and the first time that you gave away a PC. Like what made you want to start giving away these free things? And do you have your memory of the first PC that you gave away?
Oh, the first PC was controversial, and not in a bad way,
Mhm.
but as I was streaming for like 6 months on Twitch, and I built up like $1,000 in my PayPal account that it goes to, and I was like, what am I gonna do with this? Like I have my stuff, I have my setup. I don't need to spend it. And I was like, hey, you know what? At the time, I had like 850 followers. I was like, hey, here's what we'll do. I'll set up the giveaway. We'll start it, and then whenever I hit 1,000, we'll give a PC away. What I did not anticipate was that hitting that in just a couple days because on my growth pattern, I was at like it was going to take like a month and a half, and then so this was June of 2023, I think, and so we hit that in 3 days, just blew right past 1,000, and I was like, oh, okay, well, hold on. How about at the end of the month we'll pull the winner? So then we set the time date at the end of the month, and we gave away the first PC. Now, what kind of turned me away was it seemed like a bot one.
Oh,
Yes, and that really turned me to help drive it into a community thing because it didn't give me that satisfaction of hooking one of my friends up when some random person I never seen, talked to, or anything like that ended up with a PC. And so um and so yeah, so then we kind of adjusted some of the ways that you can enter and rules, and and so when we adjusted, it really helps make sure that people like we've had a few here and there that people suspect, but um for the most part, we've hooked up a lot of people, and there's people in the chat right now that have one. Um and so that's the thing is like it's meant to, like, again, I was tired of sharing the controller, like, hey, you've had your turn, you can't go again, it's my turn. I'm fixing that problem, like I can't solve world hunger, but I can solve the problems with my friends, needing to be able to hand the controller over. And so that's that's my whole mindset and everything. But yeah, so no, I was fortunate enough from the first one that we made enough. On the first one, I was like, hey guys, like, let's run another one. And then so I set up another one on Gleam, and we ran another one. And then that one I was like, hey, we have enough to do another one. And then, on the next one, I was like, hey, like, let's do a subathon to make sure we can do another one. So then we did that, and then we ran it. It just hasn't stopped since. And then
fun.
so, but in the big sense of um my mindset then, and then, like we were talking about like how things change over time in your streaming career. And I used to always tell everyone, I was like, I don't want to have to beg you guys for me to do another one. I want the platforms to pay for this. I want Twitch or wherever I'm streaming. I want that income revenue to cover this. And I used to tell everybody, I'm like, that's the goal, guys. Well, we reached our goal this year to, at this point, the platform's covering. It's great. And I'm just like, hey guys, at this point, like we're doing it and we're gonna keep doing it. I'm not asking you guys for anything. If you want to sub anything like that, it does help. We'll do extra special stuff. But at this point, like, you know, this is great.
Do you have a favorite, like, memorable, like, or like a fun memory that you have of giving away one of these PCs?
Oh yeah. So he's in the chat right now. Kulo, that's in the chat. Mind the word translated in another language. Uh there was many times that everyone was like trying to help him win. And this guy would literally have great odds of winning because we do like you do, like the code giveaways, and everyone was taking their codes and giving to him. And he didn't win so many times with such great odds that he gave up. And because that's the thing, is as much as it stacks if someone helps you, it's still an even RNG playing if you win. And so for like a year, this guy sitting there carrying me in games, trying his best, never winning. And then so finally, after like a year of him not doing anything, he was like, you know what? Whatever, I'm gonna start entering again. And after the second month, he ended up winning. And I'm like, the other times, man, you had such great odds. Now you're just like, here's like, there I followed, and you end up winning. It was the craziest thing.
I think people kind of. I think that's kind of like the kind of like how life is sometimes. Like, you really want something, or you really try to get it. It's so hard, and then like you're like, "Ah, never mind, I'm done," and it just randomly just falls into your lap. You're like, why did I have to? Why is it so much easier this time? I think that's just kind of the irony of life, and I love that.
Well, and with my giveaways, we've had people that they showed up like halfway through the month. Like this one has just over a week left until we give this next one away. We had a kid that showed up 2 weeks left. He's in there every day. I really want this. I really. I'm like, and I got to say the same thing to everyone. Hey man, get your entries in. Good luck. I wish you the best. Um, and he ends up winning. It was this kid's first PC. He had never had a PC ever in his life. Never used one. So whenever he got it, he's like, "How do I hook it up?" And I was like, "You're joking, right?" And then so we're like on a video call and like helping him out, and it was crazy. But so we've had people that like um that person came in like 2 weeks left till it was over. One, we've had people like Kulo that tried for literally the whole time I've been doing it, and then he finally won. We had one person that lived in Hawaii, and this one was a hilarious one. They were in my stream religiously trying to win from the moment I started till they're like, I can't stay awake anymore. I'm trying. After 4 months of trying, they ended up winning. And then like they were in the stream as we are drawing. And I was like, hey, congratulations. Like you actually won. And they're like, I'm like, where'd they go? Like, where'd they go? And next thing you know, they come back. They're like, I just threw up everywhere. It was like, wait, what? You threw up? And she's like, I'm so excited. I'm like, well, that marks a new level. But
That's
yeah,
a video.
so there's so many like memories to it too. Of I've had people in Malaysia win, in which I was like, man, this is gonna be hard. And then I didn't know Amazon is in Malaysia. He had a PC 2 days later. We've had a kid in India win, and that one everyone was like, he was a scammer. And I was like, no, like that was the most wholesome right there. Then the kid in India won. I was like, hey man, in your country it's legal that you win everything, but where I live, you're 16, so I still need to talk to your parents to make sure that I can have the okay. And then so I was like, we just do a Discord call. And so the next day we like set it up, and I call him, and then he comes through with the camera. And then so I pop my camera on. I'm like, hey, what's up? And his parents are sitting behind him. They don't speak English, and he does though. So like he's translating back and forth, but he was so excited. And the cool thing about that is we sent him there's an Amazon's how I do a lot of things. And they have an Amazon in India, and I let him pick all the parts, and he got to build his own PC.
Oh, you got to build it
And then
too.
so
Oh,
yeah, so that one was a cool one to where like he got to actually, I just sent him, I was like, hey, you go on a PC part picker, build it so it all works together, and then uh I'll send you everything. I'll get you, once it ships out, I'll give you the tracking. And he got everything, and him and his cousin built it all together. And he was uh he was super excited. And at this point now, because he was like one of my first year winners, so Last time I seen him, he was off to like university there. And then
Wow.
so and it's like I tell everybody, I have like one of my long-term mods right now that just went back to college, and I told him, I was like, "Hey, we stream late. I don't want you here. Like, you were on your next journey in life. Like, I appreciate the time we spent together. Don't forget about me. Come back. But right now, you need to focus on that."
I love,
And
you know
so,
what? I think there's a lot that says about you that you're like, you know what? Like, I need you to focus. Like, this is that is awesome. I love that mentality.
well, yeah, we're all, like it would be selfish for me to be like, "Hey, I mean, I know you're in college,
Mhm.
but while I'm live, could you please, please bring me up?" And it's like, no, no, like, don't. It's, I guess it's the dad in me, right? Like, turn the TV off and study.
I guess that's actually a great section or great transition into this next section is about being a father in gaming. I know there's a couple people in chat that are also parents as well and everything like that. So and maybe some people down the road that will be a future parent and are gamers as well. And it's tough, right? It's tough being a father, taking care of a kid and also making sure that you have time for gaming. So like I guess the number one question is how has having like children affected your day to day with streaming and gaming?
So I remember whenever he was a baby, the whole like violent games spurs violent tendencies and stuff like that. And something in that, I was like, okay, so I would have a pillow on my lap, and then he would be like laying there on the pillow, and then my arms are kind of like holding him in. And I had an Xbox controller like at his feet, and I'd be playing Minecraft for hours. And then so he's laying there as a baby, just staring at Minecraft. He's I think this is a thing because now he's addicted to Minecraft.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, so when he was a baby, I've been a gamer my whole life, and he'd be laying there in that pillow just watching me. We'd be just sitting there playing Minecraft, and uh, as we got older, we got into Roblox together, playing Minecraft together, and all these different games together, and to the point to where with my stream, you'll hear me refer to the CEO. That's my son, is who we refer to as the CEO. And that way, so if anything ever happens, I can just all blame it on him and just, jump ship. But no, it's rewarding and it's fun that like you'll see my setup now. I moved to the living room of my house because for years we were like face to face or in the same room, and he'll be in the background screaming, like, "Stop killing me," like, and I'm like, "Hey dude, like, can you like bring it down a little bit? Like, you're screaming in my mic." And we finally transitioned because he's gonna get to start streaming soon. He's almost to the age to be able to start streaming. So I moved my setup out here because we'll do stuff like, you can see, like, I have the painting stuff set up. We do all kinds of random stuff and hanging out. And he now has his own full stream room now.
Wow.
So like he has his ultimate setup in there of like he's got his desk set up, and I wish I could show you guys on stream because like the one cool thing in my house is do you remember the movie Truman Show?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Okay. So love Jim Carrey. That's one of my favorite shows. There's sometimes we'll host what's called the Truman Show, and I have cameras stuck throughout my house. And people in they can, like, say I stood up from right here and I walk into my kitchen, they can change to the camera that sees my kitchen. Kind of like Five Nights at Freddy style, to where you're sitting there looking camera to camera. And then so yeah, so it's things like that. And if I could switch it right now, I could show you the old stream room, the camera that's in there. And so every now and then we'll be like gaming, and he's gaming with his friends, and we'll be like, let's see what the CEO's doing. And we'll pop that camera. He's in there just locked in, like, and it's cool. He's excited for it. I'm excited. And so yeah, it's the thing. But there comes a time where, and I think we're in that time where he's too cool to play with his dad.
Mm.
So he'll be playing with his friends. I'll be like, "Hey, can I join?" He's like, "Oh, bro, come on. I want to come play." And he's like, I'm like, "Okay, I get it.
Hey,
I remember being that age."
yeah, you
I
gotta
was
you
like,
gotta do your own thing,
yeah, I'll be cool again one day. It's just not this day.
So I was actually gonna ask, like, how was it bringing him Elijah, correct? Is his name?
Yes, yes,
How
Elijah.
was bringing him into the game? Like, did you always have that plan of like he will be a gamer, or it's like if he wants to game, or he was like, oh, what are you doing? And you're like playing. Did he get interested like
Well,
that way?
Well, so when we started, we actually started like a long time ago making like YouTube clips because he was watching like the popular YouTube kids and he's like, I want to make YouTube videos. So like we were doing that for a minute, just having, but it's all just purely that was the fun mode, right? Like when I tell people you either take it for fun or take it serious. That was just me and him having fun. And then it got to the point to where he's like, oh, I want to be a streamer too one day. And I told him, I was like, hey, dude, like the more I build up my platform, when it comes to your turn, it's going to be a passing the torch. I was like, honestly, like, I can't do this forever. You know what I mean? So at some point, like, you know, like we can do this together for a thing. But I feel like at a certain age, I'll get too old to where I'll be like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, I'm not anywhere near that age, but, you know, my mind, it thinks very logically. And so in my head, it's like whenever you're in a review with your supervisor and he's asking you, where do you see yourself in 5 years, you know, and stuff like that. So I think that mentality, and so whenever I was telling him, I'm like, hey man, like, and then he'll stream for us sometimes here on mine, and I'll just be like sitting in the background, um and the way he even just talks, and I'm like, you're just natural, like you're just a natural energy streamer kid, you know. And if we find his audience, you know, he'll have so much fun with it.
So I think, growing up, as a gamer and also seeing you, do all this stuff, and he's like, you know what, like he kind of like picked up on that unconsciously. So it's really cool to see like him learning from you on like how to do all this. It's so cool.
I learned from him.
Yeah. I guess another question for I know a couple parents in here have issues with gamer guilt, right? Like, I'm like, oh, I want to relax and play some games, or like, oh, I want to, be able to be by myself, but you also have a family to take care of. So like, how do you overcome that feeling of like, oh, I should play games with my son, or like, maybe I should do this instead. Like, how do you go overcome that?
So I have a rule that even no matter how big my platform will grow, my son comes first.
Mhm.
And so when it comes to there, if he was to say I'm gaming here, he's on his PC and he hits me with a message of, hey, let's play some Deep Rock Galactic. I'd be like, okay, hey guys, guess what? After this round, we're switching to Deep Rock. The CEO wants us to go play that. And that's the thing, is it's priorities, right? It's is all it is. So as much fun as you may be having in that Arc Raiders run or something like that, I'd be like, hey, I know my kid's attention span. An hour we'll be back on Arc Raiders, don't worry. But yeah, for now, or we're gonna go play Deep Rock Galactic, or we're gonna go see how if we can make it to the top on Peak or something like that. And so yeah, it's just the priority of like, you gotta put them
Mhm.
first. Like even if you're hosting a platform, anything like that. And generally you'll have a better time and a better vibe, especially for your audience, when you switch to something like that. Because now you're going and you're going to be having fun with your kid and things like that. It's not just like, oh, I'm just trying to stream. Your mindset and everything flips to like you're just having a great time.
I guess, I mean, I guess, how has being a father changed your outlook on gaming as a whole, for you, for your son in general? Like, how has it changed your outlook?
I watch him like a hawk.
Mm,
Anything that gets searched or anything on his computer goes to my phone. And that's because it's the whole Roblox era that
right, I
terrifies me.
forgot about that.
So the whole like the the things that happened, it's like you have to monitor your kids. And so when it comes to Roblox, he's safe on Minecraft. He doesn't go on like big servers or anything, but it's the games like Roblox or some of these other games that are meant for children that unfortunately some other individuals will go in there. Those ones I watch him like a hawk,
Mhm.
who he makes friends with. Like I'll hop in his Discord calls and hear him, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, that's another kid. I will never go. Sometimes I'll embarrass him, soundboard in there, spam him. But so that's the thing, is the games he plays. If it's something that I feel like, hey, you could play that, but I'm going to be there kind of game sometimes. But I just it's the parent supervision kicks in, and don't let your kids be free on the internet. We grew up on the internet and we know all the tricks and the trade.
Yeah,
You're
look
not
at us
getting away with
now.
anything. Yeah, you're not getting away with anything, okay?
I guess that's another question is like before when you game, you're an older man and you grew up during the age of internet. You know all the, like you said, the tricks in the trade. How has the gaming atmosphere now like changed how you see like privacy laws and like stuff like with Roblox and those mini games and inappropriate stuff that happens? Like how has like your outlook changed on gaming as a whole because of that? Like, are you more like super wary of it? Like, do you like feel disgusted, or
So
is it like,
so um what's interesting with that is you see these countries right now, like Australia, for example. There's laws going into effect there that's gonna drop some people that aren't 18 from being able to even watch my stream, uh, from being able uh, to be on Twitch. So like that's what I'm waiting to see play out, and I don't think a lot of creators are even looking or talking about that, because if your audience, like, it's not gonna, it barely will affect my audience, but if you know your demographic, and if your demographic is under the age of 18, and if they're in Australia, you're about to lose all of them. And so that's more of what I'm interested in seeing play out, because there's these countries now cracking down on which apps are available to kids and the availability to them.
and I mean, I guess looking ahead, like how do you see the state of gaming in the next like 5 to 10 years? With
I
all the
think
stuff.
I think GTA 6 is going to change everything.
I think so too.
I think um because I had called it about a year ago, because we were doing like the 5M stuff, RP, and I always do comedic RP and role play. So like I never go in there and try to be the gangster. My name was Jeff, or no, my game was Mike. We'll leave out the last name. Uh but I would be just roaming. You already know the
I
answer to
know.
the last name. I was roaming around the city in a van, and I'd walk up to people, have you seen my cat Jeff, and I was just this nerdy guy, and there, everybody in that game, they tried to be a gangster, and they'd be like, what the heck? And then so there's so many gamers, I feel like there's more people that play 5M GTA than play GTA Online. Well, GTA acquired 5M and all their services, and then so GTA 6, they're building in those RP style servers and hosting into GTA 6. So I think that's going to be a huge shift of uh what is kind of underground and what's built out versus mainstream. So people, like a company that's tagged on behind and made this huge community off of the game, and then you're going to see like a blend of that.
Oh man, when you said GTA 6, I got excited, but at the same time, I'm like, man, it's gonna be so long until it's on PC. Like, I don't even know if it's even gonna be on PC.
How does that make sense? Normally we see it reverse of that, to where
Yeah,
it's like, hey, we're releasing on PC, we have to optimize it for console guys. Like, we're trying, but it's like the other way around, and it's like, if it can play on that, it can play on my PC. Like my PC's like costs five consoles. Like, help me out here. Like, help me understand how my PC can't play your game, but an Xbox One can.
I never understood it. Like you said, most people like they release it on PC and then they'll like, oh, then we'll also release on console. It's usually like an update or two behind because they got consoles not as powerful as a PC. But GTA always goes the other route, and it boggles my mind. It takes so long for them to release it. Like GTA 5, how long did it take GTA 5 to go onto PC? It was like a year or two, wasn't it?
I think it was a year
Oh
after.
my gosh, I don't understand. It makes no
I was
sense to me.
fortunately on console then, so it didn't affect me.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me because like PC, you could do so much like the custom maps and everything like that, and all the custom stuff. It really helps with PC. I never understood it.
That And I think that's where GTA 6 is looking to make their
Hmm.
money too, because if anyone's ever looked into hosting a 5M server, all those custom buildings and things like that, someone's built them, and then you have to pay them to be like, hey, I need that script to put in my own map. So I think I'm guessing that's what GTA 6 is going to do. They're going to have the base map, and they're gonna be like, hey, guess what? Look at all this DLC. You can change these buildings into this, or into
Mm.
that. Host your own server. I think GTA 6 is looking to make a lot of money on this next thing.
Oh my gosh, didn't it reach like $1 billion something dollars of like funding because they know GTA 6 is gonna like it's gonna blow everything out of water. I mean, that's gonna be game of the year, I think, right there, straight up.
Oh yeah,
Like whatever
I think
releases,
yeah,
no one's gonna be able to compete.
yeah. If you're a gamer enough, you can see what they're doing, and if you think in the business mindset, you're like that $1 billion is nothing compared to
God.
the revenue they're about to pull in.
I'm gonna look at how much money has GTA 5 made. GTA
But
5 has generated nearly $10 billion.
well, and think of it in this way: is GTA 5, they don't sell really they don't sell skins, they
Mm-mm.
don't sell things like that, right? If you look at Fortnite, a game that's free, they generate what, like $15 billion a year off selling skins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's an insane number. So when people are like, oh, they've put $1 billion in, well, in the game industry, $1 billion actually not that much, especially if they then take on selling um custom map parts and stuff like that you have to buy to host on your server. And yeah, they're really about to change the industry, I think.
That's it. I think once GTA 6 comes out, I think we are going to see like you know when Fortnite came out and like everything kind of started going to battle passes and a lot of battle royales and everything, like everything was like that. I think once GTA comes on, I think you'll also see a shift to like everything's going to try to be like GTA. You know, a little like if they have like little mini games stuff like that, they will be games based on those mini games. I think that's what's going
Yeah, I stay away from Fortnite myself.
to happen. I
Anytime, because like I say, anytime I'm gaming, I'm streaming, and too many times we'll be like gaming, and someone new will come in the stream. Can we join? I'll be like, hey, I got a spot, come join. And the next thing you know, a little 12-year-old voice pops in my headset. I'm like, hey, bud, we're gonna give you this one game, but then you gotta bounce after that. You shouldn't even be on my stream. Like, it's mature audience. And
Yeah,
then so
yeah,
yeah,
that's a fun one. I actually have a couple questions
mm,
of that later. Um,
yeah.
I guess we're gonna go into my favorite segment, which is the rapid fire segment. So I'm just gonna ask you, we'll ease it in. We'll just ask you any questions, and then answer whatever you like. And at the end of the rapid fire, I have a very fun mini game that we're going to play as well. But first, let's go into just ease it in. For the first rapid fire, what games are you playing as of right now?
Oh, we've already covered this. I'm addicted to Arc Raiders. I'm addicted to the point to where I'll be on it for like 6 hours, and then I'll be like, hey, let's go hop on Apex. And then we'll be on Apex 45 minutes, and we'll be like, nah, let's go back, you know? And then so Arc Raiders has been a big thing. I finally, after so many years of looking at the game, we picked up Stanley Parable. I don't know if you so I've always seen a clip, and then I'm like, that looks like so much fun. And then I go look at it on Steam, and I'm like, ah, pass. And then so the other day we bought it, and it was the funniest fun that I've had in a while. And then my son, I was like, hey, play this for him for a little bit. And then so he sat down. Next thing you know, I couldn't get him off the computer because he's like, one more. And he's almost beat the game for us. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, so uh really Arc Raiders has been kind of what's dragged us in pretty hard. And which is great because I've been needing something new and fresh, especially in the shooter realm, because I play a lot of horror games, and I played so many horror games. I'm to the point to where I'm like, I need something good there. So like, there's nothing there I haven't played, and then the shooters Apex was just getting kind of repetitive, and then I was trying some extraction shooters, and then Arc Raiders dropped, and we played the beta, and then during the beta, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna buy this, guys. Like, we'll see tomorrow. And then we played the beta the next day. Next thing we're on all day. I was like, I'm still not sure if I'm gonna buy it. We'll see. The next day, the last day of the beta, we only have a few hours left. This needed to drop. And so,
I love that. I'm
yeah.
addicted too. I guess the next question is, what is your favorite weapon in Arc Raiders right
Oh, the easy loadout would be the Anvil and El Toro.
now? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think most people are using that. And then uh the real base, like you go in free loadout, you're hoping you get the Pharaoh, you know. You're hoping you get the Pharaoh because you'll get the hairpin and you're like, listen, let's just restart. Let's just restart. I'm not going in this round with a hairpin. I can't even kill a cactus with this thing.
Even a kettle, I'm just like, guys,
Yeah.
I can't do this right now. This sucks.
you're like, I'm sorry guys, we're gonna reset.
What is your favorite what is your favorite Apex Legend to play as?
Oh, they've recently got me stuck on Wraith, although my favorite was Alter. And then they changed the way her mechanics worked, and then I was like, okay, this isn't as fun anymore. And so Alter was fun for a while because you could sit there and void through walls and stuff like that, and it was fun to like building play on people and then be able to move around. And but since they've changed her, I went to Wraith so that way I can have more survivability, because I like to get myself knocked and then I yell at my teammate, kill him so you can pick me up.
I like that. I guess going along with that is like, what is your current go-to Apex loadout, and then what is your favorite of all time?
Oh, if I'm doing good that night, I like to run the Sentinel and then like an R9 or a PK with it. But there's some nights that I'm not there with it, and I'll be missing because like if you have a sniper like with the Sentinel, you need to hit that shot to start the fight in your favor. And if you're missing, just you need to switch guns. So I've been running like the Spitfire or 301 instead.
What is one game you wish you could play for the first time again?
Oh, that's a big question. You know what? Fallout New Vegas.
Oh,
If I could wipe my memory and act like I've never played it again and start over, would be Fallout New Vegas or Morrowind.
That's a good answer as well.
I remember I found Morrowind. I was in high school and I went to a Best Buy and I was just walking around like looking at the games, and I seen, Elder Scrolls Morrowind, and it was like the Game of the Year edition or something like that. And I was like, whatever, it's cheap because you're in the Game of the Years are like $20. And so I was like, I'll buy that one. I'll try it out. And I remember going home and I start the game and I'm locked inside of a dungeon cell, and I'm like, what am I even playing here? Next thing you know, I am living in the world. And that game and Fallout New Vegas were the same for me, to where like once you started, you were just like hooked in that world, and you just wanted to play it all the way through.
That Fallout guy, if you know him, he would be ecstatic hearing New Vegas as a top game, because the story in that game is amazing. Like, it is by far the best.
So funny thing, I know that Fallout guy, and we don't live far from each other.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He lives right there with you. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
It was funny because whenever we first met was at the creator event at NZXT, and we're all like, "Where are you from?" And he's like, said the city. I was like, "We could have carpooled." Yeah,
we interviewed him too. So fun. Man, now I want to. I saw someone in the chat said, "Is it getting a remaster?" I think there is going to be a remaster of New Vegas down the road, which I will definitely be playing.
Oh yeah, 76 is fun. I just can never find a group to stick with it. And then it's kind of played out to the point to where it's not, not a lot of people want to play it.
What is your favorite stream memory you made this year?
Oh, this year? Oh, I have a straight favorite stream memory, but it's not of this year.
Oh, you can do it all time. Let's do all time as well.
Okay. So, like with the ping pong ball launcher, we always have creative things all the time going on here. I have a big animatronic in the corner of my room here that we dress up per the season. But there's always something different. And at one point, I had a squirt gun attached to my microphone to where the chat could turn the squirt gun on and shoot it at me. Well, it was a simple setup of a submersible pump that was tubed up to my mic with a little nozzle on it. And what I didn't understand was, hey, when I'm asleep and my dog sneaks in my game room, he's drinking out of that bucket of water. And I would change it like every 3 days. Well, one night I'm sitting there gaming, and one of the people on my team, her name's AC, uh, triggers the thing, and we had it clipped in slow motion. It goes and the water literally hits me directly in the eye,
Oh,
directly in the eye, and I was like, oh, like, oh, what the heck, man, come on. The next day I wake up and my eyes crusted shut, and I was like, I call my work and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be at work, but I'm gonna need a couple hours. And they're like, wait, what? Why? And I was like, I got pink eye from a squirt gun. I'll explain when I get there. So then I had to go to the urgent care, go get the eye drops to like clear my eye up. And then I went to work and they're like, how did this happen again? And I'm like, they know about like my stream and everything. And they're like, okay, like you might want to get rid of that. I was like, oh yeah, no, it's going away. I'm never getting shot by that thing again. And then when we were talking about it, and then like we're sitting there talking about it, I hear my dog drinking out of it. And I'm like, it all makes sense. It
yeah.
all makes sense.
Yep, there you go. That it all comes together, like the puzzle pieces
Yeah.
come together. I like how it had to be aimed at your face. Like it couldn't just be like, oh, I got on my shirt.
That was the weird thing, is sometimes like that hose, that tube would have like an air bubble, so it would like barely shoot. And other times, like when it was nice and primed, it would like really fire. And then I'm always moving my microphone because like it'll be like blocking part of my screen, and I'll be like, oh, there. So that one time I just happened to like move
Oh.
it, and it just, it just lined up. There's a whole Murphy's Law thing, the worst things will happen, randomly.
I guess that was great entertainment for your stream, though.
Oh yeah, they loved it. Yeah, no, I didn't. And then we did other things, like we did a squirtathon, and what it was is it used to be like 25 bits is what I'd call it. You throw a quarter in the machine, you shoot the squirt gun off. And I was like, hey, here's the thing. I'm like, let's do this to where during the squirtathon, everyone has access to it. Within the first, I think it was like 3 hours, I had changed my shirt 7 times. I had gotten like I had my like PC all waterproof, my headphones were waterproofed and everything. They had shot in the first hour over like a gallon or something of water at me. Like it was so crazy, and to the point to where like we're done and it was over with. And I'm like, guys, I hope you had fun because we are never doing this again.
I can't believe you're just like, yeah, you know what? Let's do. I'm glad you had backup shirts available. I was gonna.
Oh yeah, and that's the other sense of when I tell someone when they get into streaming and content creation, when you want to take it serious, do things that nobody else will do, because it's gonna make the best memories. It'll put you out there in your own spotlight, and you'll always remember things like that.
Yeah. What is a dream collab you hope happens?
A dream collab?
Mm-hmm. Anyone or any brand, anything.
I feel like I already have what I've been looking for. December, we'll talk about that later, is going to be an awesome thing. But man, a dream collab? I'm going to get hate for this, but I feel like I align with Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? Like Mr. Beast, hey, come step up and let's give a bunch of PCs away together. Obviously, his wallet's bigger than mine, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, you guys have the same mentality, and I think if we can blow you up to Mr. Beast level, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's my thing. Everyone says Mr. Beast, but for a different reason. They say it because how popular his videos are and everything. But I see what he does, and I'm like, no, that's what I want to do. It's awesome.
Everyone, if anyone has any contact or knows anyone with contact Mr. Beast, let's get a hot drop in together. I would love to see that. Ooh, one of my favorite questions of all time to ask. What would your last meal be? I always love to ask this question because it really like dives into the person and what they kind of grew up in, So what would your last meal be?
A last meal. Oh man. In my mind, I decide, do I get that steak or do I go with like a nice chicken Alfredo?
Ooh.
And I lean towards that chicken Alfredo. If I had Gordon Ramsay in front of me, and then the executioner behind me, and he's like, hey, you get one meal to pick from him, I think I'd ask Gordon Ramsay to make me your best chicken Alfredo.
Ooh, do you have like a special meaning behind it, or you just always loved it?
That is my go-to if I'm going to a place and I'm unsure. And like an Italian restaurant, if I'm not sure if it's something else, okay, we're just gonna go chicken Alfredo. That's my favorite meal of all time.
If you weren't streaming, in your, after work, would you be doing anything else? Like, would you still be gaming, or would you try out a new hobby or anything like that? I always wanted to know, like, oh, if you weren't streaming, what would you be doing?
So my old hobby used to be powerlifting and strongman. But the thing is there's an endpoint, like to any hobby or anything you do, some things has an endpoint. Um, Training in powerlifting and strongman, and we proved this the other day that we were IRL streaming driving around, and I was like, "Oh man, we're over by my old gym. I still have my thing, and I haven't been to the gym like a year and a half." And I was like, "Let's start a prediction of how much I can just go in and bench press just right off the bat."
Jeez.
And then so I went in there that night and I hit like 375 pounds. And I haven't been in the gym in forever. And so that's like the thing though is I stopped doing that because I looked at all the people that are older that have been doing it and never stopped. And they have hip problems, they have
Mhm.
joint problems. And I'm like, your bones and joints don't heal and repair. You can replace them surgically, but I don't want to do that. Like, and so that's the thing is I backed off of that. Like obviously you got to stay healthy, active and things like that. But um in the sense of what I was going and picking up 400-pound stones and things like that, it's in the long run of it, it's just gonna tear you down.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. So
You have to do it in
we backed off of
moderation,
that.
right? Like you can do it to
Exactly.
be healthy and have muscle and help with like bone density and everything like that. But too far, you're gonna hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything in moderation except gaming and water. Make
Yeah.
sure you get both of those in.
I like that a lot. I'm like, oh, I say hydrated and gaming. I love that
Yeah.
mentality. All right, got a couple fun little ones, and we're going to my little mini game that I got. Uh, 24 hours. Every kill you get in a game earns you $10,000, but every death costs you $10,000. What game would you choose for that 24 hours? There's no cheats, no glitches, no teammate. It's just you.
I pull arc raiders at this point right now.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You think how
Arc
many do you think you get?
uh in 24 hours, I'd probably be up like a quarter of a mil. I think we could get. Especially if I change that mentality of, hey, I can't die and I gotta get kills. Uh we could do it. I love how they say Fortnite. Fortnite has bots. We don't play Fortnite. Those aren't real kills. We talk about that. Those your kills in Fortnite aren't real kills, and it's a controversial argument we always have.
And you're also doing it with kids that never played before. And they're like, I just want to try
Yeah.
it. And you're like, at a certain point, I'm like, I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, exactly.
If you could go, would you rather go back 14 years? Would you rather go back to 14 years old with the knowledge and wisdom that you have now, or just get a straight 10 million right now?
Oh, that's an easy one. Go take me back to 14. We're buying Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I was like, dude, I would go back Bitcoin, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple. You buy
Mhm.
all the stocks. You bet on like Super Bowl
Nvidia, all of
winners.
those, yeah. There,
Oh,
it's if yeah, it's like what was that one movie, Hot Tub Time Machine, where all he pushes all of his other friends back to the future and he stayed in the past, and he changed the name of he changed the name of Google and like everything. So it's like one of those of like that knowledge is, and that's what makes knowledge is power too. You know
mhm.
what I mean? So that's why I try to portray things of that I've learned on other people. I'm like, hey, at this point, you should be trying to work on this. Lugal,
Powerball
yep,
would be good. Lugal, Powerball, yeah,
yep.
right. Sports betting, I think it'd be impossible not to. All right,
Hmm.
which will get us into the next little segment that I have. This is the money ladder. So I have things from $10,000, 90,000, 400. It just goes up all the way up to $50 million. Now the question is, would you be willing to do some of these things? It'll start off easy, and then as it starts to get into these higher numbers, that's when it'll get a little tougher. All right, are you ready, Chris?
We need to, where's the negative on this? We might end up the other way.
I mean, it's just you can just take it or not.
Yeah.
You're not getting negative,
Yeah.
but you are leaving a lot of money out on the table. I think like if I calculate it right, it's almost like $100 million you're gonna be leaving on the table. It's gonna be hard. All right, $10,000. I want people in the chat too. I want you guys to also participate too. Write down like if you agree with it or you don't want it. All right, $10,000 straight up here. You can't have your favorite food for a year. So, you know, you check it off right. You can't have that. You can't have anything that you really like throughout the year.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
Easy one, right?
Yeah,
easy $10,000.
Easy one.
Easy $10,000. I'm also with it. Super easy, guys. But it's gonna get harder, so get ready. $90,000, almost $100,000 right here. 1 year, you have to live in one room of your house only. You can't leave. You know, if you have to figure out how to use the bathroom, if you have to figure out how to sleep, eat, you could only live in one room.
I'm sitting in it right now. That's an easy yes.
Easy yes, the living room. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'd be like, oh, 1 year? That's easy. I'd figure it out.
I just happen to have my PC in here, so we're good.
There you go. I see. I'll do that too. I just have a PC, a TV, a couch to sleep on. Easy. I got that easy. So you're at $100,000. Nice going so far. $400,000. We spin a wheel, and whatever profession it lands on, you have to work in it for 5 years.
5 years? Yeah. Okay, hold on.
It could be easy. You could just be like, oh, you're a streamer for, but you have to also be like, but then I'd have to, you know, also work as someone who works in the sewers, or you know, you have to be a pilot. You're like, I gotta learn how to be a pilot real quick. Like,
I'll do that one. That one I'll do.
You are doing.
That one's enough to be exciting that I could do that.
I think. I mean, you could get off real easy. You know, you could just be like, oh, I just have to work customer service for 5 years. That's not terrible. Yeah. But then you could also be like, oh yeah, you gotta be a skydiving instructor. You're like, oh, I gotta learn real quick. Okay, now we're making some good money. We're at 500,000 right now. Another $500,000. 1 full year, you have to live your life in black, white, and gray. You can only wear black and white and gray. You can only watch and play video games in black and white. You can only eat black, white, and gray food. What would you do it for 1 year?
Okay, so we're colorblind for a year.
Basically, like anything you have, everything's black and white. You can only play.
That's an easy yes.
What would you eat that's black, white, and gray though for a year?
Well, we got milk, and we're gonna have some bland cereal.
Yeah. I was thinking rice and black beans. You know,
when it comes to gaming, it gives me something that I can turn around and blame. Be like, why didn't you shoot him? I couldn't see these. It's black, white, and gray, man. He blended in.
Yeah, I mean, for a year, I think it's not terrible. If it was longer, I don't think I would take it, but I would also take the $500,000. Yeah, you could burn your toast to like pure like black. You could totally do that. Porridge, crunchy. Oreos. Yeah, you could do that. It's gonna be tough for a year, but for a year for $500,000, I'd do it. Okay, now we're getting to the harder ones, but a lot of money on the table. Ready? $4 million, but you have to delete your entire digital history. No social media, no photos, videos, numbers, anything that you are digitally on, gone.
Do I get one question? Can I start over from that point still?
You can start over. It's just you will have to start from scratch.
Bye, everybody.
Oh my God, you're gonna do it? $4 million.
It's $4 million, you know what I mean? Hey, trust me, you'll find me again. That 4 million, I got a bigger marketing budget, advertising budget now. It's
tough. I think the hardest one for me with it, like I'll totally do the social media thing, but it's photos and videos from 5 years ago. I'm like, damn, I'm losing 5 years. I'm losing all these years of you know, having photos on my phone of like, you know, my pets and stuff like that. But I think I could do it.
We were looking at my my personal IG the other day, and I think it only goes back like 5 years. I don't have I wasn't a big social. It's crazy because I wasn't a huge social media person, and so getting into like streaming, I was like, oh, I have to make an account for all these different platforms, and you know, and so yeah, so that one to me wouldn't hit me as hard.
Now for $5 million. I think your Twitch chat would love this one. I don't know if you would. $5 million, you legally change your name, but the internet chooses it for you. It'll be a community vote.
Can I ask him to give me some to shoot some ideas out there first before I decide?
How about this,
one?
everyone? Give me some name ideas that you want. You know, you could have.
What would you guys name me before I decide on this?
Yeah, because you could get some easy ones. You know, it could just be like, oh,
no,
my
they're
name
not
is
going to
Bill.
be easy.
Dingus.
There's nothing but trolls here. I already know them.
Tofu 2.0. Chrissy Miss Chris Face. Demetrius, that's not a bad one. Tyrone, HotDropFPS, Tofu, Cornholio. Oh, that's a good one. Tofu. Everyone just say you should be Tofu. Would you change your name to Tofu?
You guys don't want me to name after Tofu here?
Yeah.
You can't see him in the chair. He just blends. You just see his eyes.
He's a void.
Yeah, he's a void kitty. Yeah, no, we'll go for it. I hate to say yes just to agree, but none of them would give me a name that I would not put on a credit application.
Yeah. What would be a name that you would do out of the Twitch chat so far, or what would be one that you wouldn't do?
That I wouldn't do?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go with Demetrius. You can give me Tyrone there, but
I think Tofu's
based on internet memes, Tyrone already sticks me out there.
Yeah, I think that would be a bad one.
Voldemort we would never pick either. There's another name.
Hugh, I see that one. That's a good one. Oh man, my name legally for 5 million. I don't know, and you can't change it back either. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna say no, just because I can't do the name. It's tough. Because I don't trust people. If I could change it, I'd be like, oh yeah, I can totally do it. But people, like,
I guess it's more. It's also like the you get drunk and your friends put a tattoo on you, and they get to decide.
Like they're branding you. You're like, I don't trust them with. I can't trust them as far as I could throw them at that point.
I'm gonna have a new internet persona. You'll never know my real name.
Mo. Oh, that one's a good. That's a tough one. I would say no to that if that happened. All right, now these are going to be a little bit tougher. I think this one's going to be tougher for you because you're going to be you're a parent. Is $10 million, you have to disappear for a whole year. You can't contact friends, family, or any human being. It's complete isolation for just 1 year. But that means a year of you not talking to your son. You can't see Tofu. You can't see any human beings for 1 year.
No, I wouldn't do that one.
See, that's what I was thinking. A lot of the parents, we had a couple of these like where you can't do it. They're like you skip holidays. Like you can't hang out with them on holidays anymore. I think as a parent, it's really tough to do
that. Yeah. Like someone said in the chat, can you tell before? Nah. Even if I could tell my son, like, hey, $10 million, I'll see you in a year. Nah.
Yeah. I think I'll allow it if you could say that. Like, oh, I'm just gonna be gone for a year for a challenge. But like a year is tough, man.
Yeah, I still want to do it.
I think I would do it. I think my fiance would be, if I came back with 10 million, I think she'd be like, all right, you're fine. You're okay. You know, all right. You're okay with it. But you know, if I had a kid too, I'd be like, I can't miss a Christmas or Thanksgiving with them. You know, that's tough. Birthday. Yeah. $30 million, 5 years. You have to live like it's the 1800s. No electricity, no car, technology, plumbing. You have to live off the farm. 5 years for $30 million.
There's two sides to this. Would I do it? Yes. Would I survive? Probably not.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to farm myself. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could barter. You make yourself. You can like do like an ironsmithing, and then you trade with someone to get some food. You could do that.
Yeah. Would I do it? Yes. Would I survive?
How about if you're guaranteed to survive at the end? I don't know how comfortable it would be. You would do it?
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
I think I would too. I think I could find a way to make do. I'd be a great hunter at the end or something like that, or great barterer.
Exactly.
All right, this is the toughest of them all, and I know as like a father, I think this will be a little tough for you too. $50 million, $50, but you can never lie again.
Oh no, that's easy. If anybody knows me,
you're gonna take it.
Yeah.
I think it's just tough because like if like like you know, I eventually will have a family, and they're like, "Oh, is Santa real?" I'm gonna be like, "Nope, can't do. Nope, sorry, buddy." It's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's tough, man. I don't know if I can do that."
Yeah, no, that's an easy one. Like I would rather uh Coolest trying to call me. "Oh, the left right there's a lie." No. Yeah, no, that'd be an easy one to do. Taking
Oh
it. You
gosh.
should have put that one at the bottom.
Oh gosh, start asking for like your social security number, and you can't lie. Oh, I guess that's
Oh yeah.
like, oh yeah, can you tell me your thing? You're like, you can't.
But is that a
I
lie
guess
if
that's not a
someone's
lie.
tell me your social security number and you'd
You're
be
like,
like,
no.
no.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. You could deny. I guess it's not a lie technically.
The tricky one that would be there is your fiance coming to you and be like, "Do you still love me?" And you're like,
Oh, or like, dude,
"Or
does this
wait, no,
dress make
no,
me
no.
look fat or
Hey,
anything like that?
hey,
Oh boy.
can we flip it around? Can we flip it around? She's in the passenger seat looking out the window, and you're like, "Babe, are you mad?" Every guy knows this. And she's like, "I'm not mad," but she's looking and staring at the
Oh
window.
no.
It's like, "You're mad. You're mad."
Oh no.
Don't lie.
Oh no. I don't. Man, that's tough. I thinking as like day to day, it wouldn't be terrible. You just have to find a way to, yeah, like social security number, credit cards, like that personal information. You have to do your best to not get into that situation. I think I would do it actually. Now that I think about it. Oh, does your social security number start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Oh, yeah. Eventually they get it out
Oh,
of you.
but
Hey, you might end up in great shape because as they're saying that and you're running away,
yeah, yeah.
they're like, "What is it? Is it a one?" Yes.
Well, that gets to the thing is, can you deny? Like, do you have like you could tell the truth? You can't lie, but I guess you could just not answer. Is that a lie? Now that's it.
They
That's
wouldn't be
it.
lying.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
just
yeah. Too
yeah.
much gray area.
There's too much gray area.
Just run. You got to just run away.
But I'll also do it. I'll also do it. We're making off with a lot of money though, so you know what? I think this was a successful money ladder. I think we made off some pretty good money right there. All right. Let me get into some announcements and I'll hand it back over to you, Chris, because you have some fun announcements coming up. So for us at NZXT, we currently have an early Black Friday deal going on. You get to save up to 20% off on gaming PCs, which 20% off on like a $2,000 PC that's a lot of money. You can also save up to 60% off gaming gear like our lift mice, function keyboards, mouse pads, mics, stuff like that. You can go to nzxt.com or !Black Friday in chat. I know a lot of people love the Founders Edition cards, you know, the OG FE cards. We have a Player 3 Founders Edition available on our website. It is includes an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D, 128 gigabytes of DDR5 memory, and a 5090 Founders Edition card. You can do !FEPC in chat, or again, if you're listening online, nzxt.com. We just launched our newest performance fans. We have available in 120, 140, 240, 280, and 360. The 240 to 360, those are single frame fans. These include liquid crystal polymer construction, hybrid magnetic levitation, fluid dynamic bearing, and a minimized gap in between the fan blades and the actual fan itself for maximized airflow. You can go to nzxt.com to see that right there. Okay, now I'm going to hand it over to you, Chris. So first of all, where can our listeners find you and your content online?
My most content is just the live streaming that you can find me on Twitch or Kick. It's just HotDropFPS on every platform. But the best places to find me are just live. We can hang out.
I'll also put in.
And of course, my website there, right? If you want to just find out generally all about, right? My PC giveaway that I do, you'll find right there on my website. Team HD's on there. You'll find any of my stream content, stuff like that. It all shows up there. I could do better on it, but I'm kind of.
I mean, you're doing great as of that right now.
Yeah, I'm trying. We're trying.
And for those that are listening online, it is HotDropFPS.com. HotDropFPS.com. And you guys can find all the stuff there. So, what is next for you? I think you have a very fun announcement that you can say.
So we were talking about dream collabs, right?
Mm-hmm.
As amazing as me and Mr. Beast hanging out and being Oprah Winfrey, you get a PC, you get a PC. in December, I'm doing a 12 days of Christmas event. And so last Christmas, we gave away 2 PCs. And as fulfilling as that made me feel, helping out 2 people, I wanted to kind of spread it out more. So every single day in December, starting on the 13th, we're going to have a giveaway starting from a $25 gift card. And on Christmas Day, ending with NZXT giving away one of your PCs. And we've talked about that also. NZXT is not sponsored or anything. I just love them and their computers. And that's why I continue to come back to buy them from you guys, because you guys get them shipped out quick, and everybody's like, this is the best computer I've ever had. So that's why I keep doing that. But my last day is on Christmas Day, we'll be giving away that PC. It is worldwide as well. But this is where the dream collabs come in. So we have every day is going to be a HotDropFPS presents a creator, a brand, or something like that. So like on Christmas, it's HotDropFPS presents NZXT. So it's me saying, hey, look, we're giving away PC, and I want you to check out this person that's influenced me to be able to do what I do, to make it better. Go check out NZXT. Here's their socials. Here's their Discord, their website, their giveaway. Go check those things out. But others on there's a lot of other streamers. There's His and Hers Live. They run Apex Academy. So if you're an Apex player, they do custom Apex events to help balance out, to make it more enjoyable. So they're on there. So on their day, I'm giving away Apex coins, right? So 3 people are going to win 2,000 Apex coins, and it's, hey, go check them out. You can, we're going to give this away. So it's me being able to hook up a lot of people. And then we have other people that I met at earlier this year that Twitch did a partner Twitch party, and it was odd because it was a week before TwitchCon. And then I went to that, and I met some cool other Twitch partners there. And even though we don't share the same category, even on Twitch, like this person's a cosplayer, their vibe, the way they are, they're so genuine. I hit them up, and I was like, hey, I want to do this if you want to be a part of it. And so like on their day, we're going to be giving away a $75 cosplay item. And so like each day is going to be another gift leading all the way up to Christmas. And so that's my next big event that I'm doing, that I'm super excited for, because it's a different creator, a different person, and I'm really kind of stepping into like a new marketing way that I'm like approaching things. Because for the last year, I really just focused in, hey, here's my team, here we are, and here's my check us out. And so now I'm trying to step out and be like, hey, let's work with other creators and stuff, and let's share the platform, kind of, per se.
I absolutely love that. So where can people find you during this time frame?
During this time, all this is going to be all posted on HotDropFPS.com. So whenever these giveaways start lining up, so we have our November giveaway that ends here in 7 days, in which we're going to be sending out another NZXT PC. When that one ends, that's when the whole Christmas event's going to shift over and start appearing on the site. And then so it's going to be 12 days, just day after day of making someone's Christmas a little bit better.
So everyone, please go to HotDropFPS.com. Follow him on all the socials so that you can get onto these giveaways. Because I don't think there's anyone out there that is giving as much as this man right here. And he's not like a business like NZXT like we are. He's doing this out of his heart, and seriously, like, that is awesome. And we are also giving away a couple free things. We're giving away 3 Intel shirts for the NZXT Intel Club, a function keyboard, a lift mice, and a zone mouse pad. So there are technically 6 winners for this giveaway, just for Hot Drop's Gleam giveaway. There is a code word there that gives an extra 1,000 entries into the giveaway, which most of the time when I pull the winner, most of the time it is those people that stay here for the Gleam code. Chris, do you have an idea of what you want the secret word to be?
Oh,
it could be anything you want.
Can we make it Hot Drop Chinchilla?
Ooh, I like that. Hot Drop Chinchilla.
I don't know if there's a character limit, but
Nope, it fits perfectly.
there we go.
Okay, I'm updating it right now, so it's gonna take a little bit, guys. So hold on real quick. It's gonna take a little bit. So once it gets through, I will make sure to refresh your page. Once that gets through, it'll take a little bit. So just hold on for like 2 or 3 minutes. And before, as it's updating, Chris, do you have any final thoughts you want to give our audience and to those that are, your actual audience yourself?
No, I appreciate everybody that came through. You know what I mean? Like we all as a community, we're all friends. We hang out. That's the vibe we always have. So you guys coming in here and to hang out, support, and to troll me and stream. I really appreciate all you guys because honestly, with what I do and my whole goal and vision of everything I do, I can't do it without you guys. So, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much because you are the ones that make it possible for me. Like I say, we got the platforms paying for what we do, and now, we do this as just a bigger friend group.
Yeah, no, seriously. Thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone in chat for joining us here, and make sure to remember HotDropFPS.com. Join for that December giveaway because free stuff. Who doesn't like free stuff? Am I right?
Oh, exactly.
Thank you guys for joining us. And remember, tune in live on Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the official NZXT Twitch. And don't forget to listen to previous episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. If you have any questions for us, send an email to podcast@nzxt.com or tag @NZXT on social media. Thank you, Chris, for joining me today. Seriously, guys, this is one of those people that you gotta follow, guys. Like, this guy's awesome, so giving. I don't think there will be any other creators as like that. So please follow him on HotDropFPS. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
See you.